right, good. Everything seems to be working. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. So, hey, a lot of you missed the candlelight session or Q&A, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, that we did yesterday.
Time is not good for me. It's at 3:15 in morning.
It's not great for Europe.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, some of you guys are in Europe. But what the hell, man? I've been awake at 2 and 3 a.m. here with you guys. While you're in North America, it's noon for you. Been doing that for what, 2 years? Anyways, all good. But that was really great. What was good about it is that it's a totally different environment. It's a much calmer, cooler environment with the markets. And so it became a lot more interactive. We can go more in depth in various subjects and get through many questions. So I think there's a lot more value actually in those than sometimes in these live trading sessions than because it's just trading the open and everyone's overexcited. So anyways, I intend to do more of those. We'll figure out timings and all. And at least with the way my trading is going these days, I think I can help you guys more in those kinds of sessions than I can trading the open here. Because again, most of my trading doesn't happen at the open. Not at the moment, at least. Anyways, we'll work out that schedule. We're all good. All right, for now, what we have here is, you look at this, I put a whole bunch of tickers down here on my screen. These are various futures contracts that I am exploring. This is natural gas. Very interesting, again, candlestick pattern. I didn't trade it. I should have probably a few hours ago. I wasn't watching it at the time, but you got this long tail hammer over here. That's your bearish one. The new low would be the entry, the stop above it, and you would have been in this already. So very interesting, huh? I just wasn't watching it at the time. And it all happened at an interesting place. Look at that. There's a gap over there. Consolidation. That's where it happened. Straight down. Very, very good stuff. One that's interesting is Bitcoin futures. I got myself into this sim position for now. Just put on one contract to get a feel for how this is moving. So I've put on this short, and there you go. See, you can trade crypto. We're crypto traders now. How about that? But anyways, the setup is pretty obvious. It's just in a downtrend. And yeah, got the gap. Got a good candlestick setup right there. So I put it on. And anyways, it's a sim thing. And the whole point of this for me is just to figure out how this thing works. Another one is oh, this is gold. I've put on a long here on gold again, just one contract, and just to get the feel for it in the simulator. And this one is interesting. The value is really high. It seems to be extremely highly leveraged. So it's what, $50 per 5 points, I think. Anyways, you get more of a feel for it by just watching it. But this is interesting. Came down, see the hammer here with the long tail, and zooming out, the hammer that happened here happened to be a bounce off of previous resistance. You can see it right over there. So a very good pattern. And I'm showing you guys these futures contracts, but they're no different as far as candlesticks and price action is concerned. I'm not doing anything different than what I do with, or what I have done over the years with equities or options or anything else. So anyways, just exploring these few things. You know, I put on a live trade here. Still in it, I think. Yeah, live account. Yeah, there we go. This is the Dow Jones short, getting into it. Again, a pretty obvious setup. You have the low over here, and then I made a newer low just over here, and then came down, and this is just a retest of the breakout of the previous low. So I'm getting in on the retest, looking for the continued move down. Again, the same setup, right? You guys have seen me do this a million times on a 5-minute chart, 1-minute chart, 30-minute chart over the last few years. Same thing. So far, it's working. It's all right. Again, a small size, just 10 contracts, nothing big. Getting the feel for it, how these things work. And what else? Oh, here's the Russell 2000. Here, I put on a long here. Not working at the moment. Let's see. This one came down and decent looking double bottom. So I put on the long as it got through the double bottom up here. And the stop is down there. Sure, it wants to stop me out. Just that's fine. Small size anyway. And what else we got? We have the ES. There we go. The ES got involved long here. We'll stop below this breakout candle. Getting into the open now. What I'm seeing here is actually quite bullish activity. It's in an interesting zone. You have resistance right here, but the activity right below resistance is very bullish. So, anyways, I've put on a long, again, small size, nothing massive. As you guys saw, I'm just trying to figure out the futures markets here and all the leverage and all these things. So that's what's on my mind as we get into the open here. What do you guys want to discuss? Other than what you've already discussed with Sujit.
I'm with you, Avi, and the gold trade. I stopped out once, re-entered again. Let's see if this will work or no. I saw also the Dogee, the hammer you were talking about. It was very obvious on the 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And space to the left, and it should go. And 4400 is 11. So I tried to reach there, and it bounced even earlier.
Yeah, that's right where it did. Good, man, good. We're all in the same place. It's a good one. I think, yeah, this is a really good setup. This is a near perfect reversal setup. The thing about reversals is you're going against the trend, right? This has been in a downtrend, and you're counting on the fact that it's going to start going the other way. That's the hard part. Other than that, it's, sure, put on the risk, and if you stop out once or twice trying to catch a reversal, that's fine. Reversals are generally difficult to catch, so expect a couple of stop outs before it works in your favor. And no big deal. Just control the risk, and if it runs for 5 hour, 10 hour, whatever. You're good to go. So
this is what exactly I need to work on. I need to leave this as a runner and not touch it.
Yeah. You gotta leave it. You gotta leave it on. I'll show you the real tragedy. Look at this one. I was watching this. MCL. This is oil futures. Now look at this massive reversal. And this thing came down, and then it's just making higher lows, right? And these second two lows, you get that nice little arch in the middle, just how you want to see a double bottom. It's a near perfect double bottom setup. And it's a bit complex because you had that lower low earlier, but it does add into the fact that you're getting higher lows and buyers stepping up. So if you identify the bullish candle right there, you can enter right there. If you don't like it, you wait for the breakout through the middle of that double bottom. Right there would be your entry with a stop a little below it. And this thing's just running and running and running. And it's funny, when I first saw it earlier today, it was here, I think. And when I saw it again later, it was up here. So I wasn't paying attention. It's like, what the hell? This would have been $1 million trade. Not that I'm putting on that kind of size these days, but really, really a good setup. So there's plenty of opportunity, guys. I don't know why you have to chase all this exotic stuff out there in the market. It's plenty. It's kind of ridiculous. Now that I'm figuring out the futures market a little, I'm wondering why I ever went into equities or did any of that stuff, because it's actually really straightforward. It's very simple. It's very leveraged, so you don't have to use a lot of cash. You don't have the PDT rule. It's open 23 hours a day, so trade in whatever time zone you live in. And yeah, I don't see too many downsides other than you don't know how leverage works, and that's the downside, of course. I think it's pretty good. So, anyways. So here's what's curious. When I first started in my trading journey, it was all crypto. I started in Bitcoin in 2017. And today, it's the first time I'm back to trading Bitcoin after, I don't know how many years, 7, 8 years. In the sim, of course, but this is cool. Crypto futures. So much opportunity. Oh yeah, and all of these guys, every single thing that I've showed you today, that I've done so far today, has been on a 30-minute chart. I haven't looked at anything else. I haven't looked at a 1 minute or anything. And this is a direction I'm trying to go into. Looking at bigger time frames, bigger picture setups, and just let it run for the bigger picture. Again, more detachment, detaching from trading. So fun. We got a couple minutes to the open. Let me know what's on your minds, guys. Otherwise, I'll just keep showing you this stuff, which is basically all I'm doing. And this one wants to go. This is in the live account. Since we get into the open, I might tighten up the risk on some of these. If this candle closes just the way it is, which will close now in about a minute, then just bring the stop into break even and leave it. This one, what do we got? I should probably tighten it up. Let's see, we're going to watch it at the open. Bouncing off previous resistance for now. Wait and see. And we got the Russell. What's going on here? Oh, yeah, this one doesn't want to play. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Almost got me. Anyways, price action looks bullish to my eyes. But it's not exactly clean at the moment. It was cleaner earlier. This one I did take it off a double bottom. Coming down, and again, the double bottom here. You can see it. So I entered with that. Just up here. Entered up here as it broke through the double bottom. Let's see if it goes. Cool. Here we go. A minute to the open. You guys know what to do. Wait for the price action to come to you. Don't chase anything. It's a gold mine out here. There's so much money to be made. It's kind of ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. And don't play with options. I'll be the first one to say that. Don't play with options. Oof. It's unnecessarily complicated. I don't know why I did that for years. Might as well just play with futures. Oh, man. Wow. So it's already been a heavy day of trading for me. Look at that. It's you guys are just waking up. That's a nice thing. Time zone. All right, there's the opening bell as we discussed in our candlelight session. That is the worst alert ever. The opening bell. But yeah, here we are. Take it easy. I need to get excited. All right, this one, yeah, I'm gonna move my stop and break a little better on this. That's what I'm done with that. And CES live position. Can't really do anything with it, just gotta wait and see. What else do I have? Oh yeah, I have this Russell. I think this stopped out. Yeah. Okay, this one stopped out already, right at the open. And that's it. Those are live positions. And it's going. Stop me out and go. Not fair. Gold sitting there. You know, oil is the one I'm curious about. It's had a really good run. And let's see at this particular place right now, resistance. Let's continues that. That would be a good setup. Continue going upward. Anyone know anything about the news? I haven't looked at it again, as always. But if anyone's got anything to share, please do. We got news on the calendar. Anything new with Venezuela? Any of that stuff?
We had news earlier today. The unemployment claims came out at 8:30.
Okay.
And yeah, it's 208 versus 213. So it seems like, yeah.
Not much, huh? All right. Cool. Thanks. So we come to the same conclusion again. Watch the candlesticks, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Same thing.
just see how the markets react. The cues are interesting. They sold off on the first 2 minutes, the 2 minute candle,
Yes.
which is
It's down. It's down. It's down. Yeah, on a 30-minute though, there's no. I don't know. There's nowhere to go at the moment. Let's see. I think I got. Oh, yeah, I'm so long here on this one. I think I got stopped here. Oh yeah, I was short and I took the break-even stop on this one on the Dow Jones. Look at that. Just catching this one long, huh? So, I think you said, did you share a screenshot saying you were going long on the Dow? Is that right? Did I see that right?
Yeah. I was long. I stopped out.
Okay. Oh man, it's going now. Hey, all good. Yeah, the Russell did the same. Look at this. I was long. It stopped me out right here at the open and gone. What the hell? Another $1 million trade. That's all right.
Gold is moving to the top of the range. Let's see if it will break this time or no.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
GC, this is something else. This is GC.
This is QO, which is the micro gold, I believe. I wonder if my connection's jammed because I'm not getting any price action.
I think micro gold is MGC.
MGC.
I was gonna say something to Yavi about that.
Yeah,
I was
I
wondering
saw
what
this.
QO is.
Yeah, well, let me have a look at this.
Yeah,
QO,
something's wrong.
mini gold. It's mini gold futures on the COMEX exchange. That's what I found earlier. Huh. Okay. Okay, well, that's interesting. So there's a different gold. Let's try MGC. Let's see if that's
Yeah, go to MGC.
yeah. Well, there we go. Micro gold. Huh. I checked in with Ninja and it was QO. All right. Okay, let this thing load. See what happens. Well, here's what's interesting. I'm not getting any. See the bid and ask here on my screen? I'm not getting anything. The connection must be stalled or something's going on. All right, I'm gonna restart my little Ninja software here. Give me a minute, guys. Can't see any blue. But the orders are there, but that's all right. I can put the orders in again. Only have one live position at the moment, so no big deal. Oh. Well, anyone looking at anything else at the moment? Anything worth looking at? I'm sure a lot of you are already in and out of 5 trades with the Tesla and all of them.
I am looking to short NQ at previous day low.
Yeah, it just broke.
NQ. Okay, get on my screen.
It's Sigis level at 730.
All right. Nice. Okay, yep, now I got this working, and I will exit this position, a tiny loss, the ES position. There we go, close that one. All right, good. Back up. Okay, there it is. All right, NQ, you were saying, yeah, there it is. Cool. Yeah, it was all bullish price action and suddenly dropped. But also the drop, you can see that there was resistance earlier, right where it dropped from. So fractal pattern stuff, yeah. Kind of short over there. Cool. There you go. Yeah, I'm not in any positions now. I think, well, let me connect the SIM account, see what's going on in that one.
The gold should be going fine, I think.
Yeah. Let's see. This is MGC now. Okay, there it is. Yep, going up. Am I in that position still? Oh, well, that's a different ticker. I'm in. It's the same thing anyway. Yeah. This is going, and also crypto, Bitcoin. And that one short. Dow Jones, look at that. MGC, okay. So with gold, I want to find out what's the margin on this. Let's figure this out. MGC, okay. 10 troy ounce gold futures, $200 intraday margin requirement for MGC. Okay. There we go. No big deal. So what I was looking at was E-mini gold futures, which had a margin requirement of 500, more leverage, basically bigger contracts. And then GC was the big one, $1,000. Okay. Cool. Cool. Thanks for clearing that up, guys. That's why it's good to do things in the simulator first, right? Okay, what should we look at? So for now, yeah, we're still getting these higher lows on the ES, which is interesting. Let's see if it wants to go. That's just current price action, but we know that this is an area of resistance, right? On the other side of it, you can see where you had the low here, basically yesterday's low, and it's rejecting from there. So it could begin to move down as well, right? It's two different ways of seeing it. Same idea here with the Qs, and of course the Qs have dropped already. There you go. Did you guys get that? So you said you wanted to catch it. Oliver, did you catch it? You were in it? I don't know who said it.
No, I missed it. I'm
Fair
still
enough.
waiting for a little longer before they open.
Yeah. Waiting makes sense.
It's too volatile.
Yes, it is. Hey, I might be waiting a whole year before I get into back into full size trading. So it's worth waiting, man. It's worth it. I'm not in any rush to go into any sort of trades. Just want to figure out the futures market, get some confidence with my understanding of how it works before I go on put those sizes on again. For now, it's all sim trading and small live account stuff, a few $100s at a time. Having fun with it. Let's see. Oil still moving up, eh? This is fun. Natural gas. Would you believe this one? Told you this was a tragedy. Catch the reverse hammer here as a reversal setup. Pretty much at a good area, and you're in it. Oh yeah, yesterday I took this one in the Dow Jones. You see this drop here, and the pullback. And on the pullback, what you have is an indecision candle. I happened to be watching it at the time when it pulled up here, and it was just in an uptrend. But then it put in the Dogee, the indecision candle, and after that, if it gives me a new low, that's an entry. And that's the entry I took, and then caught it down to I don't know, probably here, I think somewhere. Anyways, it was a sim trade. But the whole strategy here, this is not something I've done a lot over the years, but it's one that I've used at times. I think it's a good one, where if you identify an obvious direction, right, then you want to wait for a pullback for it to continue. This was an obvious pullback, and during the pullback, you get a Dogee with room to the left, and then the Dogee is nothing more than indecision. And what you want is then for it to make a decision, and the decision is the new low, as in continue the direction. You don't take it on the new high, because now you're looking at reversal. So this is just a matter of continuation. This happened perfectly yesterday. So on the pullback, Dogee with room to the left, and a new low, which is a decision made that is going to continue. And sure enough, you're in this thing. So you'll see this. I mean, look for this kind of setup. It's actually really simple. I traded this a lot on the 5-minute setup when I first started trading in 2019, 2020. I was doing this kind of trade quite a bit. And yeah, I haven't used it in a while, but it's a good one. You can see it's an obvious one here. It's a simple one, actually, because you're simply going with the direction. Your direction is already firm. You're not bothered with reversals and all that stuff. And so that clears up a lot of doubts. So something to think about. Oh, man. You believe I was long here on the Russell? Now this is just not fair. Oh, man. Wow. Anyone catch this one? What is the ETF on this? I don't even know what the ticker is called. IWM maybe. What's the futures? It's M2K. I don't see a setup on it. We catch this on 30-minute chart. No breakout setup. Of course, on 1 minute you get a consolidation breakout, all that stuff. But yeah, I caught it as a double bottom, which I didn't survive the pullback. And then it goes. Anyways.
Yeah, something interesting is you wouldn't have gotten stopped out on RTY.
RTY?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's the
Full size, yeah.
yeah.
That's interesting. Let's look at that. Put this over here.
You better put that
RTY.
wick in.
Huh. Now, how does that work?
I don't know. Just something to think about.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm just looking at these micro contracts while I'm figuring it out. Well, let's see. It did put the wick in, right? At the open. This opening wick. That's the one that got me.
Yeah, but you had to stop, I think, below. See how it went like one tick below?
Yeah, below the previous candle.
Yeah, that's where you're stopped.
Oh, yeah. It didn't go down that. Now, how the hell does that work? What? Interesting, huh? Yeah, it's a good catch. Thanks for noticing that. Little details in these contracts. Let's look at RTY. What's the risk on it, or the point value? Point value is $50. So every single point is $50 here. I've got it at 10-point increments for now. It's a little more difficult to manage risk, or rather difficult to put on small size. Huh, that's a good point. All right. Cool. There we go. Crypto's running down. So, okay, I just put on one contract. You can see it's very manageable. Just one contract, and the risk is not a big deal. So those of you interested in trading crypto, here you go. This is how you do it. It's really funny. It's really
I
funny.
think you want a lot of margin for crypto though.
No,
I think it's
no,
like 30,000 or something.
no, you don't. You don't. I looked at that. That's MBT. That's what I looked at these things earlier today, and I put on just
Was it micro? Okay.
Yeah, micro. I put on just the minimal margin ones, the small contract.
I think I'm speaking of minis a lot.
Yeah, minis. Yeah, so $500 on Ninja. You just need
For crypto?
$500. Yeah, $500 to get one contract
Okay, nice.
on MBT. For the regular Bitcoin futures, it's 20,000 on Ninja.
Yeah. And then the overnight, it's like, well,
Yeah.
forget it.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna play with that. You can see this thing; it just gaps. It closes for 1 hour, but it's it's pretty obvious just looking at the chart. But this thing is a little wilder than most things. Oh, look at that! There's your reverse head and shoulders, and your perfect pattern, straight up, and straight down, reverse head and shoulders, straight up. Interesting. Look at that nice clean move to the downside, just pullbacks along. There's a pullback. It's another good one. And you get a reverse head and shoulders here, but not a good one. So you're still looking at the short. There you go. Look at this. Gap up and then bounce right off. This was a hammer right here. Bounced off the previous day's high or previous day's gap. Close. Straight up. Not too bad. So anyways, there you go. Now, and this is the euro dollar FX market. I put this on. I've been looking at it. Downtrend and broke the low at the moment.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
Who's getting stopped out? That's you. Why are you stopping out? What's wrong with you? Fun. Oh man. So the FX market, what's it called? Foreign exchange. Not something I've ever traded before, but definitely curious about it. Massive liquidity and leverage and all the fun stuff. So I put this on. This is the most popular FX pair, Euro USD. So it's the price of euros and USD terms. And the euro is just crashing basically. So lots of opportunity on this. This is the most heavily traded market in the world. Liquidity and everything. So I have explored it in the past. I've read about it. By explore, that's all I mean, read about it. Today is the first day I'm actually watching it. Watching it with the futures contract. Look at this one here. You had to move up and then that long tail wick was room to the left. And boom, in this one short. So managed to catch the breakout here a little while ago. That would have made sense. So fun, huh? This is like going back to the Mag 7 again. I've got all these 7 or 8 tickers here. Just watch them. You don't have to do much else. Cool.
Gold is trying to break out of the range. So your gold trade should be working fine.
Gold.
GT.
Yeah, there it is. Let's put this on the live account, shall we? Yeah, mine was QO, huh? Probably just close that thing now. I wanted to get a grip on it. Oh, I did that wrong again.
Order filled.
There we go. Yeah, that's working. Look at this, guys. I've never traded gold with before. Okay, I have no clue. But I'm just using the candlestick patterns that I know. No big deal. Apply candlesticks to any market you want. Anyways, there we go. Gold. All right, just close this one. Look at MGC from now on. So what's interesting on this price action, obviously we know it's strong at the moment. It's in an area of resistance after a big long tail hammer. So the breakout looks good. Looks like a likely breakout. This is again a good piece of price action. Let's get the perspective right. There we go. So it's been coming in a downtrend, very choppy, of course. And this bounce happened off of a big resistance, previous resistance, turned support. And now it's at the next area of resistance. So if you want to zoom into the 1 minute here and look for that ABCD breakout, break and retest, it's all happening here. This is an area I would be very interested to trade. What happened here? ES, no, nothing. Qs went installed. What do you got, Sigit? MYM? You're looking at this? Oh, yes. Fun. Huh? Oh, that was a great catch right there. You can see this was the area of resistance. Got the breakout and came back to it just now, or it's so far today, and found those buyers again, straight out there. That's the value of levels.
Yeah.
Really, really important.
I stopped out once, but for the next one, I made a good money.
Good job. Perfect.
So that was the 30-minute the low high. If you see 49, I think 49,300. That was the target.
All right. Yep. Right there. Okay. Cool, man. Yeah, there it is. Happened fast as well. Good stuff. Hey guys, levels are really valuable. That's why I use them for so many years. And I still use them. I just don't draw them on my charts very much, but I know where they are by looking at candles. Levels. The point about levels is it tells you most likely where the price is likely to turn around or continue a big move. Either way. So it helps you to look. Helps you know where to look on the chart. And you can plan your trades from there and even plan levels as targets. That's how I've used them over all these years. So good stuff. Very good way to do things. So this thing has made a good strong move up, and ideally if it wants to continue, it should consolidate and continue. That's pretty normal price action. Nothing with oil. Now it's finding resistance right there. again, levels, right? You can see this on the oil market. It came down, consolidation continued, and back to that consolidation. That's where it rejected from. Now it's back here. So what do you think is going to happen? It's going to stay there a bit. And so far, we know there's sellers here. And at the moment, it's putting in wicks. So, you know, it could be a short. So far, everything is pointing that direction at a key level, right about here at 57. And well, the thing about levels, you guys may have seen the webinar I did, gosh, back in 23, I think. The thing about levels is I like to call them traumatic levels, which is basically levels that occurred recently, that identified themselves recently. Like this is very recent. This is all in the last 2 days or so. So it happened recent and it's very dramatic. You can see the dramatic move off of this level, straight down, over here, straight up and straight down. So this level, 57, I'd identify as a traumatic level. Traumatic is it happened recently and it was very intense. Just human nature stuff. If you need to go to the webinar recording again, but it's all happening right here in the oil market. Same thing. A simple way to do levels. See down here, yeah, we had bounce in this area. Went from here, it really went straight up, and that's in the similar area again, traumatic level. A little further back in time. You have it up here as well. Really obvious. Fractal pattern, traumatic level. Put that together, and you've got a new strategy. Fun. All right. Is there anything here for me to get into? Oh, we're getting a hammer. Maybe. Nothing. Oil, nothing. Now, maybe the short would make sense on oil. Need to get a reversal pattern up here for the short. Natural gas. Oh, this is the tragedy. My goodness. You know, I find this more painful than losing 10 trades in a row. I don't know why, but my mind just works like that. Where you see a near perfect setup and then it works out perfectly. You just weren't there to take it, or you didn't see it in time, or anything like that. That's something that bugs me. More than taking setups and scooping out. That's okay. Expected. This is a problem.
That's why they call it the Widowmaker, Avi.
Yeah, I know.
No wonder it's perfect, and especially if we'll talk about seasonality, this is the season. This is the season until February. Natural gas should be going up, and you just like the market stops for 1 hour, it opens. I don't know how many points below.
Mm. Yeah, right. Just like this one here. Yeah. Oh man, but you come into it with that bias. You know, it's the winter and people want natural gas, but then it goes short. Yeah.
I took a trade like that. I was following some trade ideas, like for swings. So I bought some UNG, some calls, and it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah. I know what you mean. It is tricky. It is tricky. If you're going in with that kind of mindset that natural gas goes up in the winter, you're long biased. And, well, it doesn't always go up, does it? So, again, it comes back to candlesticks. So, yeah. And that's the thing for me. If I see a candlestick setup that worked perfectly and I wasn't part of it, oh, my God. That's the stuff that makes me focus. And I don't miss the next one, and then trading gets bigger. That's how my trading got bigger over the years. Not so much the stops. The stops are perfect. You should stop out every single time, and that's fine. No problem with that. It's the big ones that you miss that are the problem. Anyways, everyone's got their own little psychological quirks. This one is gold. It's still looking positive beyond the hammer. Again, this is another perfect setup. I'm telling you guys. This one, I took it on the other one again, simulator trading. It's downtrend, big hammer, bounce off the previous resistance, and go. You don't need too many complicated setups. I'm telling you, it's fairly straightforward. And I haven't looked at a 1 minute chart yet, all day today. And I'm probably, what, 12 hours into the day. I need to look at it. There we go. So you still holding this? Dow Jones? Still going. Target up there and further up. RTY. 110. This one, yeah, straight to the target. Can you believe it? Again, I did take these setups. It just didn't work. It did, as in it stopped me, then it worked.
Which ticker is this? M2K?
This is the Russell 2000. It's the micro of this RTY.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was doing this earlier today. Again, just messing with it. It's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. So all these index are not following each other. Like NQ is going down, YM is going up, Russell is going up. Yes, yes, and generally NQ follow each other, I think.
Yeah, correlations. That's the thing about correlations. I don't have any way of being able to rely on it. You know, I've looked at this before, the NASDAQ and the S&P 500, and sometimes they go together, sometimes they don't. You know, like I'm not gonna be able to put risk on that sometimes. I'd rather just watch it individually by itself, and I find I get more conviction doing things that way. So, but hey, if you guys find statistics or something you can rely on as far as correlations are concerned, then use it. Remember, you're gonna have to put your money at risk on it, so it better earn your trust. That's important. A lot of people like to do that with trading individual tickers, but then watching the SPY and see if it goes. I mean, it's 50-50 really, in my experience, at least the way I see things. Lots of people do use it. All right, so sitting there, this is fascinating, isn't it? FX broke down from the low there and come back up to retest. That would be fun. Again, it's all candlesticks, irrelevant of the instrument. The whole 80-20 of all this is still just 30-minute candlesticks. No matter what ticker I've put on here, I've always just looked at candlesticks, and so far that's still proving to be true today, where I've been playing with all these various future markets. So if you want to learn one single thing as far as technical analysis is concerned, what's it going to be? Anyone got a clue? All these candlesticks, huh? All right, well, yeah. So just got a screenshot here or a link here for NQ trade. Awesome. 6-1. Cool, man. Brian, you got scalps, pre-market high, 5 in the candles. Let's see. Consistency rule. Yes, you're doing the challenge, right? Yeah. What are you trading? You're trading the NQ, is it? Or no, you're doing options. I'm confused now. We're doing ES. Okay, US futures. Yes. Nice. Very nice. Futures always. Futures for life. Yeah, I'm telling you, really, it's fascinating. This whole futures market, it exists. I didn't know it existed until maybe 6 months ago. You know, in a way that it can be used. So for me, it's like I'm just treating it as I'm learning to trade all over again. Well, I know how to trade in the sense, but really got to get a grip on this market, this platform, and how everything kind of flows before I really get into full-size trading. So it's a great big learning curve, and almost like starting over. And I like it. It's great. You know, I do have a bit of a head start because I've got what, 7 or 8 years of experience of trading, so works nicely. And I know my appetite for risk and reward, so at least I'm aware of that. So I know how big this can go. It's great. Just do the learning curve, stay in the simulator for a while, or trade small for a while. Get the consistency going. Figure out a tempo at which you can work, because this is a 23-hour market. If I go in intense, like trading the open on 1-minute candles, all intense for 23 hours, that's not going to end well. So, really design your style and then get into it. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. It's all about, the learning curve. There you go. So it's all futures. Last month, all futures, except 1 or 2 trades, huh? 5 minutes is your lowest, Brian. Nice. There you go. Not long ago, you were doing 1-minute charts like a degenerate. Good for you, man. Good for you. You can see how much bigger it gets once you put on the trade on a big picture and leave it alone. Really leave it alone. Can't tell you enough. Put it on, leave it alone. And I'm telling you, with the same risk, I used to, scalp the open and make $5,000 a day. With the same risk, I ended up into the 5 figures regularly. So, $10,000 to $30,000 a day. Really, with the same risk, all I did was change the method. The method was, move into the bigger time frames, and basically a 30-minute, wait for the bigger setups off of the major levels, and then put it on. I didn't even change the instrument, and still I was trading options. It's amazing what's possible. Truly amazing. So wait for it. And it's put me in a position where I am here today, where if I don't take a single serious trade this year, it won't even matter. Think of it that way. The year just began. It's amazing. I'm just I'm telling you, there's a lot of benefit to zooming out and thinking big and doing things in a big picture. It really helps. There you go. The NQs continued lower a bit, and into this area now, where there was some support.
Order cancelled.
Who's over trading? Who's over trading? Here we go. We're getting oil, putting in this pattern. Oh man, I like this. It's not ideal. We were talking about this earlier. Big major resistance traumatic level right here at 57, and clean move up. And now we've got almost a decent reversal setup. Not one I take, but it's there. Anyone know what this is? What this is called? Come on, guys, you know this. Anybody? No, you guys are all lost. Okay, I'll keep it a secret until you say so.
Come on, Abby, we're busy over trading,
Sorry, I lost you.
We're busy over trading.
Over trading, yeah, you guys. I keep hearing all your alerts.
Exactly.
Freaking over trading.
Degenerates.
It's like a game show out here, man. I mean, I'm thoroughly entertained. Don't get me wrong. Keep doing it. I'm just gonna laugh. Oh man. So I'm telling you, this is why, like that session we did yesterday, where it was 9:30 p.m. Eastern. That is actually where we can interact in a much better way. And really, I think that's where I can help you more with your trading. I'm really excited about doing more of those sessions, and not necessarily just trading at the open in the sessions, because these are, again, like you said, you guys are all busy trading, and I'm actually not. This is my slowest time of the day. 7 p.m. I'm ready to like wind down, grab some tequila, get to bed, that sort of thing. You guys are busy trading. I don't know what you're doing. So Yeah, let's put those more on the calendar and less of these. I think that'll work. We did a lot of that in 2025. A lot of those candlelight sessions. It's very good. All of them are recorded, or most of them are. So, what happened, Evo? You want to do the live trading stuff? It is live trading then too. I trade live.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I mean, we won't get rid of these sessions. Of course, we'll keep them. Maybe we'll split it, where it'd be like 3 times a week here and then twice a week at the other time. Something like that might be more useful. I just think it's more useful for you guys with the way I'm doing things. Because here it's just live trading, and you can see I'm not even bothered taking a trade. I don't see anything. These candles are too big for me to take a trade at the moment. Yeah, I might just do that. Let's see. Yeah, no moving. Yeah, Brian. Stop wasting. Difference between mentor and mentee. What's the difference? You guys overtrade and I get to laugh. Is that the difference? Yeah, my slow time and your overtrade time. Yeah. Everyone, turn on your microphones. I want to hear all your alerts. Let's see what this sounds like. Everyone's like, stop out, stop out, stop out. Margin call, margin call, margin call.
That will be like the Christmas bells or something, you know.
I love it. Let's do that. How many blow-ups do we have today? Yeah, really Christmas. Oh man, very good. So here you go, guys. This move on the oil market, MCL, you have this almost bearish engulfing. This most recent 30-minute candle. Again, I don't trade these engulfing candles. They're a bit naughty, but it's almost there. And yeah, set up for the move down, but convincing me.
Gold is going well.
Is it? Let's see. Gold. Oh, there it is. Yes. Man, there's you go. That's the third $1 million trade I'm seeing today. Not taken. Look at this. How clean is this? Yes, the hammer. There you go. You sing it now. Yes, this is a perfect hammer. Room to the left. Very long tail. Again, see, very long tail. These are the ones you really want. Very long tail. And it's happened at the right place. Look at the bottom of that tail. It's bounced right off of firm resistance. Look at that. Resistance area. You had a breakout here. You had a bounce off. And now when it came back, it's doing a reversal off it. And shit. What else do you want? This is a gold market. You can really leverage the shit out of this. I mean, the biggest traders in the world, you know, on the pit and everything, they trade stuff like this. These commodities futures and gold and oil. I mean, this is where the trillions of dollars are moving around. This and FX, as far as I know. Much more than all the Tesla garbage you guys keep trading. Mag 7 and all that shit. Anyways, this is where the big money is. That's why I'm here. It's funny, if I was managing a fund and trading, I would probably just look at this, exactly these tickers. Look at the FX, look at the commodities. I'd probably stay away from the S&P 500. Probably look at the NQs maybe. That's where you can really deploy $1 billion and effectively trade it on a bigger time frame, of course, 60 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. I would definitely not go trade, you know, Tesla and Nvidia and stuff like that. No way. That was very, that was so COVID era, you know, 2020, 2019. Anyways, you know what you guys want to discuss, otherwise I'll just keep laughing at you.
That's what a good mentor does.
I
Keep us
gotta,
in line.
yeah, keep you in line. You know, I gotta humiliate you enough to the point where you do the right thing. 'Cause that's a method. Oh gosh, no. We can be more civilized than that. There you go. You're getting an ES breakout, pre-market breakout. It's just about there now. In the 1 minute, you're probably getting a breakout retest. Actually, I have the 1 minute chart here. Let's look at this. There it is. Yeah, breakout retest. Look at that. I don't even have to look at the 1 minute. I knew what was happening. It's funny. Breakout retest seems to be happening. Yes, there's an opportunity. What do we have here for Qs? I can't tell you much about this. Almost a head and shoulders kind of setup, but let's see. What would be interesting is, yeah, it broke through this pre-market low, and it could be retesting that now to go down, possibly. Let's see the 1 minute. Yeah, there it is. That's the low. And broke through. Let's see if it resists that. I'm not very convinced of this kind of thing, but it could be. Oil, of course, yeah. Sitting in a place where it doesn't want to move. Be careful with that. Natural gas, big tragedy. I'm gonna go to the bank tomorrow and get a $1 million loan, throw it into these commodities markets, and pay them back in 2 days. How about that? It's one way to trade. Gold, of course, we saw it. Dow Jones, look at that. What a rip. How would you catch this one, though? Let me see. I do have a strategy for catching a breakout on a 30-minute chart that I haven't used in a while, but I can, let's see. There might be a way to do it here. So here, this is going up. You're identifying overhead resistance if you're convinced of the bullish move. Let's say you identified this one here, this level. That was the most recent resistance. As it got up there, you enter on a 30-minute as it's at the breakout level, prints a new high, and the stop should be below the entry candle. In this case, it would be so wide, it'd be ridiculous. So not feasible, this kind of trade. In this kind of price action. We have the ES, I think, breaking out. So if you entered with that strategy at the resistance, as in just as it printed a new high, and stop below the entry candle, it's really wide. But if your target's way up there yesterday's high, then you got 3 to 1, and either it'll go and you hit your target, or it'll stop somewhere in the middle, end the day somewhere in the middle, and sure enough, you still make money, or you stop out. Of course, you trail it along the way as it goes on. If it goes in your favor, you trail it, so you tighten up the risk. So that's the way I've traded breakouts on a 30-minute chart. Of course, on the 1 minute, you get tighter entries and all that fun stuff, over trading and all those things you guys like to do. There's a way to do this. What happened here? Anyone getting involved with this? Breakout, retest, ABCD, everything happened here? Yes. Okay, in 1 minute, I just can't look at it anymore. Doesn't make sense. Let's see the other breakout setup that we can find somewhere. Over here. Oh, this is the 1 minute chart. Oops. This. Okay, here we go. Look at this. This is interesting. On the oil market, this one is obvious resistance, right? And so if you're identifying that it's bullish and it's getting up to resistance and you're ready for the breakout, you would enter when it prints a new high, which is right up here. So this would be your entry at the top of this wick with the stop below the entry candle. And then it runs in your favor, and you basically are trailing every 30-minute candle until it gets to that target. So even with that entry up down there and the target there, it's 2 to 1. And it's okay, not ideal. With the initial risk is 2 to 1. But you trail it, and very quickly 2 to 1, it becomes 5 to 1 when you tighten up the stop. So it's a bit of a dynamic RVR calculation. That's something I like to do, is I get in and I trail the price. And off you go. So that could have been one way to do this. I wasn't watching it at the time. I was, where was I? I think I was at the gym or something right there when this happened. And there we go. For now, the traumatic level we were talking about, and that bearish pattern that I don't like so much, but it seems to be working now. There you go. Somebody catch that. I'm not going to catch this one. It's not my style, but it's there. What is this one? Natural gas. Yeah. Let's see, did we get a breakout somewhere? I think I saw a breakout on this somewhere. Well, easier to look. Oh, here we go. Gold. Oh man, again tragic. No, I didn't take it. Maybe this is something I should have taken an hour. So, of course, again, identify resistance, which you have here firmly, right? This is your level. And then on this candle that's happening right now, the moment it prints a new high, you enter with a stop below the 30-minute entry candle, and you're in this thing, and your targets are overhead. I would, this candle being so big now, I would move the stop by now from down here to just below the breakout area. So already, instead of that looking like a 2-to-1 risk to reward, it's already now looking like 10-to-1. In about 10 minutes, 5 minutes or so, you moved it in tighter. Again, this is not a new strategy or anything. This is something I've used many over the years. Just haven't used it recently. Very easy to do. You don't need to look at a 1 minute. That's what I like. I'm seriously just getting away from that 1 minute stuff. This is much bigger. And you would have been able to catch this. This one, we looked at it. RTY and Russell. But the same thing here on the Russell. So I was on this one, in this one long down here somewhere, and then the open and stopped me out. And sure enough, that's your resistance right there. If you entered as it printed a new high, with a stop below the entry candle, slammed into your targets before you can even move your stop in tighter. No big deal, huh? So there you go. It's not too difficult to trade this stuff. 30-minute charts. And one thing I'm doing here with this is a little different than most people, is again trailing the price up to break even. So before you've even taken a partial, you're already minimizing your risk. You're de-risking. If you're calculating RVR, that's dynamic RVR, because it's a low RVR once you put the trade on. It's on like 2-to-1, 3-to-1. But the moment you start moving it in, immediately, quickly it becomes 5-to-1 or 10-to-1. You still haven't even taken a partial, but your target and your stop like 10-to-1, and pretty soon you're at break even. You have no risk, and all you have is money to be made. So, that's the way I like to think about these things, and I think it works very nicely. I've seen me do this over the years. This is just something I'm going to try and do more on this futures market thing. This is very interesting, isn't it? Look at that thing rip. Wow. Where are we going on this? Wow. Okay, resistance already broke through. We got that high overhead. Fun, huh? Fun. I haven't heard any alerts in about 10 minutes, guys. Nobody overtraded. Everyone deserves a medal for not overtrading in the last 10 minutes.
Maybe people blew up already, so.
Oh no. All right, that ES breakout, let's see what happened with it on the 1 minute. Here it is. Yeah. Choppy, messy, but sure enough, retested. Breakout, retest. And you can see what a difference it is. Trying to trade the breakout like I described here on this chart, 30-minute, or try to trade it on the 1 minute. You put on a heavy side, you stop right below, and then you're grinding your nails while you're watching this thing go or don't go. Ooh. Let's don't do that.
Avi,
Mhm.
Can you go over your entry on a 30-minute again? So getting away from that 1 minute entry, can you, how you would do it? So you want to wait for the candle to print first at your level and then get in? Or, okay.
Yeah, I'll go through it.
Yeah, if you can go over it, thanks.
Yeah, let's find one of those good examples. I think this was a good example. Yeah, the Russell.
Yeah, that looked good.
Yeah. So this one, you're identifying basically higher lows. That's a good point. But while it's doing all this, this is 30-minute now. So every candle is 30 whole minutes. Okay, most of you will drive yourselves crazy, but remember, take it slow. You got this firm resistance. You can even see tweezer tops here. You can see this pre-market kind of high right there. So this is a resistance area right about here. With the higher lows, when you see a 30-minute candle then get to that resistance, and then print higher. So it's looking like a breakout. It's ready to go. That's when you enter. Just wait for it to just print higher. Just have a transaction higher than the resistance. That's all you're looking for. Then enter the position with the stop below the entry candle. In this case, that would be down here. Right? Then you have your targets overhead. And this thing, of course, would have gone quickly. Within 30 minutes, you hit all your targets. But the way to manage this, then, once it's gone, is as it goes in your favor, and the more detail of it is, as it goes in your favor and hits resistance on the way, you have these areas right here, you start bringing the stop in. So my first move would be to bring the stop from down here to just below the resistance area, right about there. I'd bring it right in there. At this point, you're on a 30-minute chart, your entry and your stop are so tight, so close together, and the price is somewhere here, and you haven't taken a partial yet. You're just waiting for the target, and the target is really this big resistance up here. So at this point now, when you first put it on, looking at the target and the stop and the entry, it's about 2 to 1, 3 to 1 RVR. But then when you trail the price a little bit, once after it goes in your favor a little bit, you trail it, you bring it in here, that what looked like 2 to 1 or 3 to 1 is suddenly 10 to 1 or even 20 to 1. It gets massive. It just multiplies. So, and then of course, once it's really moved and you know it's exited the whole breakout area, which now it's up here, it's pretty much on. Just stick it at break even, so you have more risk on the table, and just slam into a target. Very simple way to trade this sort of thing, and I've done this many times. On a 30-minute chart, you're not looking at a 1 minute, you're not looking at any of that garbage. It's simple, it's straightforward. Now the tricky part is if you're doing it on something like this, on the ES, where you identify the resistance here, you entered at the breakout, and your stop has to be below the entry candle. In this case, it's way down here. Now that stop is unbelievably wide, because really your target has to be up here. You can't really target more than that. At this point, it's barely 1 to 1 on the initial risk you put on. So that would make it very difficult. I would, this sort of thing, look for 2 to 1, 3 to 1 ideally. If it doesn't offer that on a 30-minute picture, then don't put it on. So look at the RVR before you even enter. Of course, you tighten it up, and then what looked like 1 to 1 suddenly becomes 10 to 1. But it's that initial risk that you also got to factor in. So this one I wouldn't do it. But what we looked at here, this one made perfect sense, because the entry and the low of the entry candle were not too far out. I think we saw it in oil. No, not oil. What did we see? Oh yeah, we saw it in oil here. Here's a resistance right here. And you would have entered on the candle that printed a new high, which is up here. The top of this candle is where you would have entered, with a stop right below it. And the target being up here, that's approximately 2 to 1 on the entry. And then as it goes in your favor, you're trailing it up, and really, very quickly it begins to look like 10 to 1. And also very quickly you're at break even. You don't have any risk on the table. You just have a good long, good size for a long, and you make money. So it's something I like to do. Of course, you take your stop outs. This will work just like any strategy. It'll work half the time. You'll drop out half the time. The other half the time, you'll probably overtrade it if your psychology isn't in the right place. So it's a simple way to trade. 30-minute candles. You can put alerts on where the resistance is. It'll pop up on your phone. You can watch a 30-minute candle on your phone and put it like that. It's not difficult. You don't need any level 2 or tape or whatever else. It's just here. It's just this. It's very simple. I like this style. It's an easy way to go. Very simple one.
Great, thanks. Like you were saying the other day, those shorter candles for entries are way better than those long candles because that RVR. So great, thank you.
Yeah, sure, yeah, absolutely. Here, the magic is the big time trend with the small candles. Now that's the sweet spot. So try to find those. That's where you start having fun.
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, awesome. See, on gold, it would have made sense too. The entry would have been, I don't know, 10 minutes ago. This is your resistance, printed higher, and your stops down there. And you'd be in this. It's just messing around right now, but you'd be in it. Target should be up there. And let this candle close. If it closes looking like this, I'll probably take my stop from here and just bring it into right below the breakout area, right about there. So now it's a really tight RVR. I mean, if you put $100 of risk and you tighten this up, now you barely have $10 of risk on it. And whatever, it's going to make 1,000 if it goes. That's the way to do these things. That's where the big money is made. Minimal risk, maximum reward, and no partialing nonsense. Okay, just get that out of your head. Partialing always hurts. What do we got? Ken, by entering at a new high print, you're not waiting for it. That's right, Ken. Yes, you're not waiting for it. The whole retest thing, yes, it makes sense. And it works well on a smaller time frame, on a 1 minute, 5 minute. But if you want to trade a 30-minute chart on a day trading perspective, you wait for a 30-minute setup to do a retest, you'll be waiting 3 hours, 4 hours, and the market closes. You don't get a trade. This is a much simpler way of doing it. The idea of printing a new high above major sellers, that's a real key concept in the markets. I mean, what do you think people always look at all-time highs in the market? Well, it printed a new high. What does that mean? Now it's likely to continue. It's likely to have more sentiment, more excitement, more go, people buying, whatever, positivity. So just a simple idea of printing a new high above major resistance or a new low below major support. Just that. But 30-minute picture. Don't do that on a 1 minute. I guarantee you'll blow it up, and in half an hour you'll blow up an account. So go slow with this sort of thing. And again, I've done it many times. You can see today we have like 3 or 4 examples of it right here. So think about it. Look at it. At the open, it happens more often because we have a lot of momentum at the open. But hey, look at this. You're better off watching this kind of chart at the open than this kind of chart. Look at that. Whoa. Hurts my eyes. So there you go. You're not getting emotionally triggered by heavy moves right on a 1 minute chart. So yeah, that's how I like to see it. All right, what else are we looking at? This is the futures side of euro dollar. Hold back up again over here. This is an interesting one. If you were trading the FX market, you'll have these lower highs here, with the resistance, with the support down here. In seeing lower highs, then you get the breakout, prints lower. That's your entry point. Your stop would be above the entry candle, and you're in this thing going down. Right now, if you had trailed it, you would have stopped out by now for a minimal loss. If you haven't trailed it, you're still in it. Now, let's see, this could just be a retest and continue lower. But this one would be tough because that looks like a target to me, and that's not enough on VR. Just not enough. That's hardly anything. So in this situation, the setup looks good, but then the target area is too close. Way too close. Right there. Sure enough, it did bounce in that area. So that's how I like to see these things. Cool. All right. We're 1 hour into the session. Brian's off. Anyone else got anything else you want to discuss before we end this one? It's been a fun little week already, huh? Everyone good? I put those thing went the other way. Just close that to some trade anyway. There we go. I was trading the full size that I was last year and doing it this week. Probably be done for the year by now. It's only the first week of the year. I mean, look at these moves we've had. Really good ones. And with clean setups on a 30-minute, it's been really good price action so far this year. Maybe I should just go live.
When you're planning to go with full size away?
When I feel like I got a grip on this futures stuff. But today is the first day I'm actually even looking at the broader futures market, all these different instruments, right? These tickers.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I get a good grip on it, I'll definitely be a few months at a minimum, I think, with small size and sim trading, and yeah, just getting a feel of it, because these things heavily leveraged. That's my biggest thing. I really want to get a grip on the leverage, because they're under different leverages for all of them, different margin requirements. So I want to try to understand what I'm getting into, and then I can calculate the size properly. And also, they move different, as far as I know. Like the crypto market and the FX market, and then the NQs all behave differently. And I know there are subtle differences. I just don't know what they are. So I better figure that out before I start putting, $100,000 of risk on a single trade. I'm not going to do that. Not yet. Not yet. Not until I get a grip on it, and then you know how it is. You don't have to take too many trades. You're done for the year. So that's the plan. Well, let's see. Let's see how it goes. All right, guys. If you got nothing better to discuss now, think we'll call this one over, and we'll come back and do it tomorrow again. I'll let you guys know what I can figure out with the candlelight sessions. Those are really more valuable. When we get into a room and talk, when we're not watching the open or trading the open, that's when I think everyone benefits more. So let's see what we can work out with the calendar, with the schedule, and put a few different sessions in place. And that way we can make more progress.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Anyways, guys, this has been fun. Take it easy. I encourage you all to trade together. Of course, you have this room, you have the Discord room. If I see you guys in any of these rooms later on, maybe in an hour, I'll come and say hi. And we'll do that. Either way, good fun, guys. Thanks a lot. Take it easy.
Thanks, Avi.
Thank you.